In this video, I'm going to attempt round two of the video that has shaped me as a marketer and some of the books that I've read that has inspired me to do things the way that I do. And these books, if I'm honest with you, have completely shaped my attitude towards marketing, completely shaped the direction I often take people in when we're having these meetings, and they've also given me the confidence to be able to speak about marketing in a very passionate way. So before I go on and tell you about these books, what I urge you to do, especially if you're a like-minded entrepreneur wanting to be something in this world, okay, we're living in a very busy space right now, so you've got to choose your friends wisely. So if you choose to engage with this video and you give me the time of day and you appreciate what I say, what I suggest you do is you subscribe to the channel, like this video and hit the notify button so you get more of me coming on sort of in your YouTube space, literally whenever you want to. So as I said before, I'm going to be talking about the books that have shaped my marketing ethos, I suppose, and the books that I'm going to share with you. There's three of them, and one that I'm going to read that I've been sort of advised to read for many, many years. None of these books are new. They're all old, and I'm not saying that they're old school. I'm saying that they're probably 5, 6, and 7 years old in terms of like how long that they've been about. But the idea, the concept really is probably more relevant today than it ever has been. These people, I would suggest, are probably forward thinkers, like they brought these books out probably before their time, and those people that adopted the ethos, the attitude behind these books are doing really, really well right at this moment in time. I think as a consequence that we're starting to shape people's businesses and minds because of the influence that these books have given me. Now, book number one is The Purple Cow, okay? And it is a book by Seth Godin, and it was inspired by a journey that he went on with his family. And it was on a long road, and there was cow after cow after cow after cow, and they're all black and white. So after a while, it gets a little bit boring when you say, look, kids, stop playing about and screaming and shouting in the background. Look, there's a cow. And that line only goes for so much. You can only keep a kid's sort of attention, especially if you've got kids, you know where I'm coming from, for just a short period of time. And like, yeah, Dad, another cow. And he kind of thought, wouldn't be interested. And if all of a sudden there were just this one purple cow, and what a conversation that would be for the rest of the journey if all of a sudden you just saw this one purple cow. It would last a lifetime. And I think that that's kind of what that book gave me. It basically states that you ought to be remarkable in whatever you do, or don't bother doing it at all. Do it to the very best. If you're thinking of something right at this moment in time where you feel it might be different or a different angle or slant on an approach, if you were to do X, then do it. And basically there's a line actually in the book that says, be remarkable or be forgotten. And it's a line that I brought out in a meeting that we had yesterday with a client, or was it Friday? I can't remember. David's over there. Was it yesterday we had that meeting? I think it was. Anyway, he nodded. I says, be remarkable or be forgotten. And that's kind of what we try to be at every stage. We are very animated in what we do, very loud and noisy in what we do. The way in which we do it we feel is very different. Because we want to be remarkable and we want to be remembered. And I think that is the strongest message that I took out from that book. So go out there and read it. It is The Purple Cow. Book number two is an obvious choice, really. It is Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, if you know who he is, you will know that he's very big on his social thing. Right now, at the moment, he is very big on his motivational speaking and telling people to work for you and not necessarily for the man, and he's trying to kind of be aggressively soft, I suppose, is the best way that I can put it. But as all the books that I've read from Gary V, this is probably the best one, because what it does do is it shares case study, rationale, why for, why do people do this particular way, and what was the result, and all sorts of more of an in-depth overview, but not like analytical, not like in a way that goes above any of our heads. What I like about this book is it talks about it in a degree of layman terms. If you press here, that happens. Now go and do it and see if you can get the same reaction yourself. And that's what I like most about Gary V's approach, and that's what I like most about the book. My third book in all of this is The Story Brand. And I wouldn't say it's my favorite book of them all, but it's definitely a book that I quote from a lot. And the story brand has these 7 universal elements of telling a powerful story. And I'm going to read them out to you, okay? The first is that you need a character. Whether you're writing a blog article or you're writing a website, you have to understand that the person looking at your website or your blog article or the book that you're writing or whatever it is that you're trying to create is the character. And they put themselves in this mindset and mind's eye when they're going through any buyer journey. So you have to appreciate that these people are the character that you're talking to. You have to recognize that these people have a problem that only you can solve. So you have to understand, I understand exactly why you've found yourself at this website. Here's why I understand. And then within that story, they meet a guide, and it is you that is their guide. And you have to try and put forth some kind of story behind why you're the guide that's going to help them through this problem that you've identified that they've got. Now, this guide, in theory, your website, the landing page you're creating, gives them the plan. You'll notice, even if you were to go to our website right now, maybe we'll put it on the thing, bemoresocial.co.uk, you'll notice that at every stage, our page on our website answers all these questions, okay? And it says, point number 4, this guide gives them a plan. You'll see here quite accurately on our website that the plan, the 1, 2, 3-step plan to success is clearly put on our website. Number 5, you'll notice we have a call to action at every point of our website. So the guide, the character in the story is your customer. They have a problem, they come to your website, they meet the guide, and we tell you on our website we can solve your problems. We give you a plan that you have to execute to be able to buy from us. And the call to action is just that, buy now. Let's not mess about. If you're looking for the solution, come and buy now. And then what happens is we help them avoid failure. That's what we're all about. That's what a guide actually does. It guides us or guides you through any obstacle, avoiding any further failure. All of which, number 7, ends in success, which means they become a customer, they're happy, and what happens in theory is they tell other people about you on the timelines and news feeds thereafter. Again, very, very good book and really well sort of written and well thought out, and a book that I sort of recommend. It might be something that we buy, actually, David. We buy this book for every new customer that comes on board with some kind of special fundamental package. We buy them this book and we tell them to read it because, again, I massively believe in this whole storytelling process, the reason why somebody becomes a customer with you. My final edition is a book that I'm actually going to read, and that is You Ask, You Ask, They Answer. They ask, you answer. Thanks, David. They ask, you answer. Now, David has been talking about this book for about a year or more now, actually. I think he brought it up in his interview, actually. It's a book that I ought to read. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that, mate, no problem. And bless him, he's bought me book after book after book. They've been on my desk. He's like, if you're not going to read it, I'll take it back. And he does. He does. He's laughing, but he just does, and he kind of gets offended. But I apologise. If you bring me that book, I will read it, I promise you. Or I might just buy the audio and listen to it. You could always do that. But They Ask, You Answer is something that I will be reading very, very soon. I hope that is of service. I do hope that you take my advice on and buy all of those 3 books because they've helped shape our marketing ethos and help us get to where we are today. All right. So if you've seen any value in anything, may I remind you please to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit the notify button so you can get more of me on your screen whenever you want. Take care. Bye-bye.